This is Armed American Radio's Daily Defense.
Armed American Radio's Daily Defense, because they don't want me to, that's why I do it.
From the CZ Studios,
They're never going to stop us here.
here is your host, the loudest conservative voice in America fighting the enemies of freedom, Mark Walters.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. The Friday edition of Armed American Radio's Daily Defense to end your work week begins right now. Mark Walters in the CZ Studios, filling your prescription for freedom today and every day here at the Patriot Mobile Command Center at the Patriot Mobile Ranch. Greg in Dallas, Texas, how you doing? Made it to a Friday, brother.
Yeah, we finally did. Took all week to get here.
Yeah, let me apologize to listeners yesterday. Our 2A advocacy work got in the way yesterday. Sometimes that happens, where we have to actually do some work on behalf of the Second Amendment over at the Citizens Committee, etc. So we had to run an encore for you yesterday, but I can promise you it was all worthwhile. We'll be making some announcements about what's coming up with the New England Conference and the states' rights organizations coming up very, very soon in New England. CCR-KBA getting off their duffs and doing some amazing work. Proud to be a 12-year member of the board of directors over there. More about that in coming days. Greg, we're live for you on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, facebook.com/Armed American Radio. We are also live for you over on Rumble, rumble.com/Armed American Radio. We'll get you in here. You can watch the program. Please don't do it while you're driving. Greg, I'll let you do the rest of your deal, and off we go to Paul Markle, student of the gun.
The other places to watch the show are going to be YouTube. Just do a search for Armed American Radio with Mark Walters. You can head over to X and watch us there at AAR Mark. You can also head over to the website, armedamericanradio.org or .com. Hit that menu icon, then select your watch live or listen live option. And lastly, if you'd like to join our live chat, all you have to do is download Telegram, create your profile, and search for Armed American Radio Conversations.
Yeah, and that will do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce Paul, if you're watching, you can see him on your screen. Paul, it's good to see you on the radio. Great to see you. Great to be here with you today. I put a couple of videos out yesterday and one this morning, and I did one early today updating viewers and fans on what is happening in Virginia, and it is an absolute mess. We're going to give you a rundown on that today because the assault weapon ban did pass the House of Delegates as it was expected. It is now on Governor Spanberger's desk, and she is no doubt likely to sign that measure. And we have a couple stories. Old Dominion, we'll talk about that, and we'll let you know how many of Virginia's gun controls would have stopped what happened there this week. Hint, none, but we'll go into some detail about that. And we'll talk a little bit about what path forward Virginia residents have at this point. And let's just say, well, it ain't good if you live in Virginia. Yeah, you're a screw and somebody's got the screwdriver. Pretty much that simple. Paul Markle, student of the gun, SOTGU.com. Welcome in, my brother. How are you? It's great to see you.
I'm great.
You don't live in Virginia?
I'm fine up here.
Yeah.
No.
You're insulated, right? Well, kind of.
Well, I'm always insulated because I am a grown adult human and I don't feel the need or desire to submit myself to the whims of tyrants. And as long as people submit themselves to the whims of tyrants, you're going to have tyranny, and that's the end of that story, really.
You'll be tyranninated. Let's make up a word. You'll be tyranninated. How about that, right? A difficult situation in Virginia. Let's give some updates on this because the assault weapons ban did pass. Now, here's the way this bill is going to break down. Beginning July 1st, you will no longer be able to buy, sell, or possess any new magazines over 15 rounds and no new quote-unquote assault firearms. And ladies and gentlemen, that list is lengthy. Most people think AR-15, AK-47, but it is deeper than that for the purpose of this conversation right now until we see the final draft, which I have not yet seen. I just know it's passed. We'll just hold on to that fact for now. Suffice to say, if you live in Virginia, come July 1, you're in a boatload of hot water. But they are letting you keep what you already own. They're going to let you do that, which, of course, if you die, that gun can't be passed down. No more guns can be sold. So over time, what happens is those guns get wiped out in the state through attrition, and that is the ultimate goal. They know they can't ban them outright and take them away from you, although they would like to do that. Greg, maybe one of these segments will play that drop again, that famous drop from Feinstein, because that is their ultimate goal, and I know Greg has that fairly handy. We'll go there maybe after the next segment. But here's the deal, Paul. Of every state that has passed, and Virginia, pay very careful attention here if you're not really aware of this yet. Of every state, Paul, that has passed an assault weapons ban, using their phrase, not one has ever repealed it. Not one federal appellate court has ever struck one down, making Virginia's path forward very difficult. Now, the easy response to this would be to blink your eyes and say, well, the first step we have to do is vote these tyrants out. Guys, that's not going to happen for years. The House of Delegates won't be up again for another 2 years. Republicans got wiped out. Governor is 4 years in. You're looking at an entire high school or college education plus another year, if you're lucky, and there's no guarantee there. So what happens next? Paul, Virginia is in the 4th District, and in the 4th Circuit, I should say. The 4th Circuit Court of Appeals has already upheld Maryland's assault weapons ban. There is no indication that they will change their mind. They have made it very clear that they believe Maryland's assault weapons ban stands the Bruin test. And in another segment, I'll read you what the judge had to say there who wrote the majority opinion, good old Harvey, up there in the 4th Circuit. So what has to happen next? There will be a lawsuit. There will probably be a flurry of lawsuits, and you can only at this point hope for a stay. That will then go to the 4th Circuit, and that stay will absolutely be lifted because we already know what the 4th Circuit has already done relative to Maryland's ban. Now, keeping all of that in consideration, it was the Maryland case that the Supreme Court should have taken that was ripe for the taking but did not. We still don't know why. Kavanaugh's response signaled that there was going to be another case in the next 2 terms. There are still cases right now, Paul, in conference at the Supreme Court. And it is high time the Supreme Court get off its ass and take care of this business and do it quickly. Right now is the only hope. The best we can get likely now is a decision from the SCOTUS next year. Virginians are pretty much done at this point relative to that, and I'd like your comments on that if you would.
Well, my comments on it are what they pretty much always are. You know, it sucks to be you, but at the same time, this isn't a surprise. They didn't sneak this in. We saw it coming. And every time you allow these criminal Democrats, these socialists, these communists to gain power, they're going to abuse you. And the fact of the matter is we have people I'm sure there are citizens of Virginia who are paying through their tax money to be abused. They're paying their abusers. And I don't know how other than to just tell people to go back and read the founding documents, read the political thought of the American Revolution. But do we even have that anymore? Does anybody even understand? We're in Virginia, you have a situation where it's like California, but Californians haven't fixed themselves. So why should we expect Virginians to fix themselves? People in Illinois haven't fixed themselves. They're like, oh, I know a lot of good people in Illinois. That's nice. Mm-hmm. You're still a slave to Cook County, you know. And in Virginia, you are a slave to, you know, the northern. What did the guys say? The what's the song?
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You're a slave to Richmond, and folks, it is amazing to me, and I think we touched on it last week, but it's amazing to me how people in other countries will literally go out and protest the tyranny of their government under the threat of death and still do it. And we have people in the United States that can't be bothered. They go on Facebook and they post some garbage on Facebook, and that makes them feel good. And they did their part by posting crap on Facebook. But, you know, look at the Iranian people. The Iranian people are dead to the tunes of tens of thousands for protesting against tyranny. And we have people that are under direct tyranny in a place like Virginia. And literally the best that they can do is get on Facebook and complain.
Guys, Paul, you're right. Guys, a 1 minute Instagram reel, a 30-second or 1 minute TikTok reel or post isn't going to save you at this point.
30.
No one is coming to help you. You're going to have to help yourselves. And at this point, as I just laid out, And when we come back from this break, I want to talk a little bit about the 2004 assault weapons ban, why there's a difference here, et cetera. And then I want to talk a little bit about Old Dominion. We'll tie these things together because it was clearly a terror attack. I'll go through some of those bills again in Virginia, and we'll look over those and see exactly which one of those bills, if they were in effect, would have stopped what happened at ODU the other day. And many of you, if you're getting your news from fake news outlets, might not even know what we're going to tell you when we come back because it is not getting a tremendous amount of coverage. And it should be the #1 story on every major quote-unquote news outlets across the country. But it is not. We will talk about it when we come back. We'll tie it all together for you and wrap up Armed American Radio's Daily Defense to wrap up your work week here with Paul Markel, student of the gun, right after this. following segment of Armed American Radio is proudly being brought to you by the National Rifle Association. Help us defend freedom by visiting nra.org/AAR and join today. Welcome back to the show. Indeed, welcome back to the show. Segment 2 well underway now here in the CZ studios. Mark Walters filling your prescription for freedom today and every day in front of this Patriot Mobile. Mike here at the Patriot Mobile Command Center Ranch. We'll be at the National Rifle Association Convention coming up in April, and I'll let you know where we're going to be. So if you're there, you can stop and swing by and say hello to us and shake our paws and all that fun stuff. It's going to be a quick trip for me in and out. Unfortunately, I won't be there about 4 days. I'm only going to be there probably overnight, but let you know that schedule when we have it etched in stone. Paul Markle, student of the gun. Welcome back in, brother. How you doing?
Oh, I'm just dandy.
Okay, so let's tie some of this Virginia. Let's go into the ODU situation where we had a terror attack. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Running around, wanting to kill as many people as possible. Let me give you some of the bills that have passed in Virginia, and let's determine which one of these bills would have stopped that shooting in Old Dominion. Number one would have been, and the bills these are the bills that are on the governor's desk right now. Imposition of civil liability on the firearms industry, which is Senate Bill 27. If you've been injured as a result of the firearms industry not imposing reasonable controls on the sale of firearms to sue gun manufacturers, no, that wouldn't have done it, Paul, right? We agree?
Yeah.
Red flag law, the expansion of red flag laws, allowing people in a romantic or dating or sexual relationship with a person, and now school administrators, licensed med professionals, others, among others, to petition a judge for an emergency substantial risk order. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have done it, right?
I mean, we should probably start out with the fact that the killer was a convicted felon that was released by the Biden administration. So none of these things. A convicted felon, not just a convicted felon, you're like, oh, what did he sell, a bag of dope? No. He was convicted of attempting to provide material support to ISIS.
A terrorist organization.
To a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you what a politician in D.C. or in Virginia had to say about that, Paul. So go ahead. Sorry, I wanted to get that out.
Oh, yeah. Go. What did they have to say about that? I would love to hear the excuse.
Now, let's see if I can find the headline real quick. We're a step ahead of me on this. Let's pull this up quickly, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see if I can find this really, really fast. Hold tight with me. Let's see. Gunfire exchange, report Old Dominion National Guardsmen who supported ISIS. Old Dominion said Allahu Akbar. So, there's so many terror attacks, I don't even know where to begin. Soros-backed Commonwealth's attorney blames Old Dominion shooting on quote-unquote cult of gun absolutism. Not the fact this is a convicted ISIS sympathizer who should have never been in the United States to begin with. Oh, but he was a former guardsman. And, he served some time. He should never have been out of prison, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why. We'll go into how he was stopped in just a moment. But let's continue on with some of these other bills. I think we're in agreement now, Paul, that this ISIS killer, red flag laws wouldn't have worked. Prohibition on plastic firearms, no, I don't think so. Greg, what's the update on the gun? You gave that to me before the top of the hour began. What was it?
Yeah, let me find that story real quick.
Okay, we're working ahead of ourselves here, ladies and gentlemen, because these things are unfolding in real time. And this story that we're getting ready to, Greg's getting ready to do, this just broke. What is it, Greg?
So it's reported, and the story's in the chat. This is what's good about the chat. If you're in the chat, you can read these stories. So the man that sold the attacker Mohammed Jallah with the gun actually stole it out of a Newport News, Virginia vehicle, it looks like, and Kenya Chapman is the man that sold it to him, and he admitted to federal agents that he stole the firearm out of the car before selling it to Jallah, who was convicted of aiding ISIS.
So he stole the gun, Paul.
Yep.
It was a stolen gun.
No way.
Surprised by that? Yeah.
He didn't go into a store and fill out a 4473?
No, apparently not.
Oh.
Apparently not. So we'll go there because Virginia tries to address that in the law as well, too. And that wouldn't work either. Gun buyback programs mandated. I'm sure. Maybe I'm wrong in this. Maybe I'm wrong in my assessment here, Paul. Maybe if there was a gun buyback, he would have stolen the gun and then sold it back to the state. Maybe, right? Okay, yeah. All right.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, those
I'll sell you the
programs
bridge
are a
over the
great way
River
to get rid
Kwai.
of evidence.
Yeah, and the bridge is in West Virginia, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's. Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
No, those the so-called buybacks. I don't know who they're buying it back from, because you can't buy something back that was never yours. But the English language is silly. That's a great way for criminals to get money to dispose of evidence. Because one of the things that they always advertise is no questions asked.
Amnesty, immediate, on the spot amnesty, no questions asked.
They're
so
like,
there
oh,
you
well,
go.
we can't. There's no questions asked, because otherwise people wouldn't turn the guns in.
Well, this is a crime gun. We looked at the serial number.
Guns.
Yeah, this is a crime gun.
Yeah,
we
so-
looked at the serial number. Well, wait, where'd we get it?
Yeah.
Who gave it to us? Well, we can't ask any questions.
Yeah. So even if they were to do ballistic analysis and realize that the gun was a piece of evidence in a murder or something like that, there's nothing they could do with it.
Yeah, number
And
5, Paul.
Was it
Go ahead.
Chicago? Chicago, where the guns that were bought back ended up back out on the streets?
Oh,
That was a little embarrassing.
I'm sure it probably was. Big Democrat-run city. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. That's a joke. Firearms prohibited in all public buildings. How's that working out for you? No firearms allowed in mental health hospitals. Okay, well, some people could consider Old Dominion a mental health hospital, depending on why some of the kids are there. But even if it wasn't, still not allowed. And, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The ISIS killer didn't care. Firearms prohibited near polling places. There was no polling place there, but I'm sure the ISIS killer would have honored that law as well. Firearm ownership restricted for certain misdemeanor offenses. Doesn't matter to a criminal. This guy was what? Convicted?
A convicted terrorist supporter.
So I don't think that number 8 would have mattered. Number 9, young adults may not possess surrendered firearms. Okay. All right. Well, strike 9. Number 10, firearm storage requirements requires gun owners living with children to store their firearms combination lock coded or biometric. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work either. And by the way, Paul, you know those biometric locks? The guns, the little mini gun safes? I've often wondered why people can't just pick that up and walk out with it, or cut the cable and then open it up when they get back to the criminal den. There's always that. And you can say the same thing about an automobile, ladies and gentlemen. If a thief wants your car, he's going to get your car. If he wants what's in it, he's going to get what's in it. And, of course, an assault weapons ban. Maybe that would have worked, Paul. Oh, I can't take this gun in here. It's banned by the state. I can't go into ODU and kill people because this gun's banned by the state. I've got to rethink my purpose. You think that would have passed?
Yeah.
Or do you think that would have worked if this was in effect?
Well, obviously we're being rhetorical here, but it's insane that there are people in our world that have squirreled themselves into positions of power that pretend like they believe. They don't believe that any of this is going to stop criminal behavior.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, they love, let's face facts, Democrats and tyrants love criminal behavior because it's their excuse to do everything it is that they do. If we didn't have criminal behavior, we'd have no reason for these whiny, crying Democrats.
If we'd have criminal behavior, we probably wouldn't have Democrats. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after the break with Paul Markle, student of the gun. More to cover, and we'll tell you what the mainstream media didn't tell you about Old Dominion right after this. Don't go away.
segment of Armed American Radio's Daily Defense is being brought to you by Patriot Mobile. Visit patriotmobile.com/AAR and use the AAR promo code to get free activation today. Welcome back to the show.
Patriot Mobile in my hot little fingers right here, ladies and gentlemen. You can do the same thing, patriotmobile.com. Visit them and activate a line or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or your business, whatever you choose to do. Patriot Mobile makes it easy. Please visit and support these businesses that support your rights. We'll be hanging out with Patriot Mobile at the NRA convention. We will not be hanging out with AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon because they won't be there. Patriot Mobile will be there. And they will be talking to you, and they have great services to offer over there at patriotmobile.com. And you can make it real simple and fun and support Armed American Radio in the process by visiting patriotmobile.com/AAR. Now, if you're watching the show, Greg, how many cups of blackout coffee do you think I had today? Greg? Well, yeah, we go. How many cups of blackout do you think I had today, Greg?
I'm going to guess that you probably had a large pot that probably equaled out to be 2.
It was a large pot, and it was about 3 cups of blackout coffee, and I am wearing a very cool blackout coffee t-shirt. You can get some cool merch over there and some great coffee at blackoutcoffee.com/AAR. And also, while we're at it, ladies and gentlemen, if you see the QR code up there, if you would be kind enough to hit that, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel over there. Many, many hundreds of you were added last week. Please do so. Follow us over there and subscribe and like us and help us take back our social media. We are growing over there, and I have to hand it to YouTube. They've been very, very friendly and very open over the last few months. I guess they were maybe upset at themselves for banning me for building a goat gun during one of the breaks, but nonetheless, we worked that problem out, and we could really use your help over there at YouTube. So please, we've got shorts going up every day. These shows are live airing on YouTube every day, and we would appreciate it if you would help us by doing that. It's very simple, and you could subscribe to the Armed American Radio podcast on your favorite podcast platform and join the many, many thousands who do that as well. More about our other partners when we return from the next break. Paul Markle, student of the gun, welcome back. I did put your video up for those that are watching and will be watching as the day and weeks progress and people catch the video. What kind of guitar were you ripping there? Let's see it. Talk to me. Let's talk guitars. Let's talk guitars for a minute.
This one here, this is my first guitar, well, my second guitar, or my second first guitar. Yeah, I like most teenagers in the 80s, I had a garage sale secondhand electric guitar, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and it went away. I don't know whatever happened to it. So a few years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I went to Sam Ash. That's a free plug for you guys,
yeah,
Sam.
There you go.
I went to Sam, and I bought Baby's first guitar kit. I'm sure you've seen them. This is an epiphany. But where it comes with Baby's first amp, you know, like the little small one, you know, and it comes with a 6-foot cable, and it comes with some picks, and it comes with a gig bag and all that stuff.
So here we have, while we're talking guitars here, just for fun on a Friday, we've got a beautiful Les Paul Standard 60 model Blueberry Burst. Absolutely gorgeous guitar. I just cleaned it up a little bit. And one of the things, I get questions all the time, why that strap is really cool. So I got this really cool leather bullet strap. I've got a couple of those straps that actually have live rounds in them that are absolutely beautiful. That makes the strap very heavy. If you know anything.
Yeah, that's a Levy's, right?
This one is not the one I'm talking about that has the live rounds that I replaced. Is a Levy's, yes, and it's very similar to the one you have right
is
now.
a Levy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Levi's or whatever. Levy's.
It's Levy's. I put some live 223 rounds in there, and I just quite haven't gotten around to doing the rest of them yet. As I said, it makes the strap heavy, and if you know anything about a Les Paul, it's already pushing 9 pounds. It's a heavy guitar, but it is really, really, really fun to play. So good to see you ripping the guitar there, Paul. We'll be cranking that. We'll peel the paint off some neighbors' houses here in a little bit after the show, I guarantee that. All right, guys. So let's go back to ODU. So there is some media reporting about this. Unfortunately, not enough reporting about this. Why this is not a lead story everywhere, Paul, is beyond me. NBC News.
It's not beyond me.
Yeah, well,
I know
true.
exactly why, because the media is run by criminals.
Old Dominion gunman stabbed by ROTC students during attack. Now, this guy broke into or jumped into or went into a ROTC classroom, when he opened fire, he was screaming, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I don't even get me started there. And he opened fire. When he was attacked by 3 of the ROTC students, one of them stabbed him to death. And the attacker, who was subdued by the students, who, according to Dominique Evans, special agent in charge of the agency's Norfolk field office, made the comment, rendered him no longer alive. Now, that's such a beautiful, I mean, that is like the ultimate happy ending story, Paul. This is a story. This is a story of huge, huge, huge importance and human interest.
That's why they're not talking about it.
Well, that's why they give it a little blurb and then move on.
You got to like, boop, and then move on because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Good heavens, ladies and gentlemen.
Americans fighting back against terrorists doesn't fit the narrative. You're not allowed to fight back, Mark. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to be a good victim and die so that they can go out and dance in your blood and call for more gun control and more restrictions and more power. The same people, and the same people who allowed, and in the last 2 weeks, there's been 4 Muslim Islamic terror attacks. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of them have been foreigners. Lebanon, Senegal, Lebanon, where's the other one? But
just Michigan as well. We haven't even gotten into Michigan.
Yeah, the one in Michigan. That guy was from Lebanon.
Yeah, at the synagogue.
The one in the guy in was he wasn't Somali, was he?
I don't think so.
In ODU.
No, he was.
But they're
not.
like, oh, but these are naturalized citizens. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool
bad.
Story, bro.
Paul, we also have a story here on Fox that popped a little while ago. I haven't had a chance to get into this. Again, these things happen in real time with us guys, and it doesn't give us a lot of time to do advanced prep and form some opinions yet. But we'll just, and I hate to be the one that's headline surfing, but deception detected. Armed Iraq-born U.S. citizen enters school in tactical gear, asks staff about guards. This story popped up. Let's see if we can get a timestamp. 1:44 p.m. Eastern Time, just a couple and a half hours ago. Chris Kyle, 39, originally from Iraq, became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 2022 and changed his name to Kyle Najim Chris, according to court documents. So we're going to find out more about this as well as that breaks. Who knows what kind of misinformation we're going to get on this and what kind of details. But there's going to be more of this, Paul. This is not coincidence. We know we're going to see more, and that you've got a Democrat Party that's sympathetic to the Iranian regime because they are hatred of Donald Trump.
We're living in an upside-down psycho world where the same people that brought in these monsters, these terroristic monsters, are the same ones that want you to be disarmed. The same ones that want to create gun-free zones. Even though, what did our friend Dr. John Lott, it was something like 98.765% of mass killings, not gang-related, happen in gun-free zones or designated gun-free zones. And folks, we've been told, and here's the thing, the big stuff, Mark, the big stuff hasn't happened yet.
No.
The onesies and twosies, all right, like
30.
There have been several former CIA, former DSA, former intelligence agents over the last several years that have been giving interviews. And they're like, look, all during the Biden regime, they said, look, they had ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Everyone's like, well, they're the same thing. No, they're not. They're two different organizations. But both of them they've been giving directives to their sympathizers in the United States. And the U.S. government had to admit that there was at least 1,000 Al-Qaeda trained people in the country.
There are far more than that.
Trained by them.
Far more than that, no doubt about it. When we come back, we have one more segment with the great Paul Markel. You can find everything about him and check out his training and actually take part in it using the AAR promo code at SOTGU.com. We'll be back. One more segment to go on a Friday for you.
This segment is brought to you by Attorneys on Retainer. Get the only self-defense program for gun owners backed by a real law firm, the Attorneys for Freedom. Visit them online at attorneysonretainer.us. Welcome back.
Yeah, guys, Attorneys on Retainer is the single most no-brainer thing we have ever offered on this program. The partnership is fantastic, or I should say sponsorship. We're not business partners per se legally, but we are partners in this to advance. Guys, if you carry a firearm and you don't have an attorney in your back pocket, it's just dumb when it's available to you for $37 a month. It didn't used to be like that. I had to use a firearm to defend my life. Thank God I didn't have to pull the trigger, because if I did and I was investigated, I had no attorney. And it would have cost me Lord knows how much. And I would have gotten out of it because I didn't do anything wrong. But that investigation without an attorney, I can't even imagine being in that position. I have interviewed far too many people. I've written 2 books about this, guys. If you use a gun for self-defense, please have an attorney in your hip pocket. The entire year is less than half of a 1-hour charge, okay, for a good, qualified self-defense attorney. And that's all the Attorneys for Freedom Law Group specializes in, is your self-defense law, period. That's it. No estate planning, no divorce, no nonsense, no fight, just this. Self-defense only. So if you've been on the fence about this, it's high time to get off the fence and do something about it. Please visit attorneysonretainer.us/AAR. Read the testimonials. Watch the videos from Mark Victor, the founder over there. He's a fantastic guy. And look at the movement that they're building over there, all in defense of you and your rights. And I'll tell you what, when you've got a great attorney, talk about having the ability to take your rights back. Without one, you can get steamrolled. It's pretty bad. Don't put yourself in that position. Also, ccrkba.org, ccrkba.org/AAR. And guess what? You can go over there and get it on that Ruger Precision Rifle giveaway, ccrkba.org. One of you, as an Armed American Radio listener or viewer, is going to win that rifle in April when we make the announcement. When the committee makes that announcement, I will be naming it right here on this show. And also, Pot of Gold Auctions, POGauctions.com. Help support Walk the Talk America. We had Mike Sedini and Cheryl Todd on the Sunday Monster Cast last week. They are doing God's work, supporting the, hopefully, I'd love to be able to say the end of suicides, ladies and gentlemen. But if you've got help, if you need help, if you've got issues, WTTA is available for you. Please head over there. Somebody close to you, there is help available for you. And the auctions, 100% of what you bid on when you go to those pages goes to supporting WTTA. Not 80, not 70, not 90, not 99. 100% goes to support Walk the Talk America. Please visit them. It's easy to do. POGauctions.com, POGauctions.com, and WTTA.org. Support these amazing organizations that support us and support you by proxy, please. In addition, you can shop at budsgunshop.com, Crossbreed holsters, etc. You can also pick up some Patriots Relief. I've been using that stuff on my right shoulder for probably close to 2 years now, and it works. So visit all of our great partners. You can find a link to every single one of them at armedamericanradio.com or .org. We've got you covered. Paul Markle, student of the gun, welcome back, brother. Getting ready to head into a Friday here.
Hey.
5 minutes we have left. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was looking up your Johnny Jihad that committed the snack bar attack at ODU.
Yeah.
According to a story from NBC, that his name was Jala or whatever, had apologized for his actions in his 2017 sentencing hearing, saying that it, meaning ISIS, did not represent his values or beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Guess he had a change of heart.
Yeah, a change of heart that was enough to want to send him to Old Dominion to slaughter as many people as he could.
To kill the infidel, man.
To kill the infidel. You know, that's for another show, and we just don't have enough time.
Well, brother, here's what we have the time for. If you're listening to this, you need to understand. Yeah, well, first of all, if you're listening to this and you're walking around disarmed, I don't even know what to say to you. You're like, but I can't. Okay. These guys.
No. Say it. You can't understand it. I don't understand it either, particularly in times like this. No, Paul, prior to what happened to me in 2002, I'd not yet made a decision to carry my gun everywhere I went every single day. Not yet. I hadn't done that yet. And, well, that changed on November 18th when I woke up after what happened to me, and guess what? I've never left my house without a firearm ever since. And in times like this, if you're not prepared to defend not only yourself and your family, but also your community and maybe your country, when all of them might need you in a moment's notice, you know, we could talk about how we can, when you have the right to do that, you should be exercising that right as a patriotic American, Paul. There is no excuse for this anymore. And it's not disarmed is Virginians. Virginians are being disarmed by the state. Unarmed is a choice. That's a choice. You decide to be unarmed. You don't decide to be disarmed.
It's the allowed versus able question. Those words don't mean the same thing. But, you know, I wrote an article, I've written it several times, but in September 2024, describing this very thing. If right now someone somewhere is training to kill you, and there is nothing you can do to change that reality. You can't change the reality that the criminal Democrat Party brought in tens of thousands of America haters who are just looking for a chance to kill you. You can't change that. They did it, and as Americans, we're not to the point yet where we want to punish these criminals. We're just going to let them keep getting away with it.
Paul, let's go back to what that boneheaded Soros-funded DA said. When we know what we know about what happened at ODU, and this clown knows it as well. He knows why he went in. He knows he was an ISIS supporter. Well, he is, and sadly, there's a lot of them out there. All right? The Kool-Aid drinkers, the Trump haters, there's too many of them out there, and you're right about that, sadly. Because he knows this. He knows what we've talked about today. He knows how he was subdued. He knows why he went in. He knows this guy's past. And what does he do? He blames a gun culture in America.
Yeah, it's the gun culture's fault.
It's the gun culture's fault. And this is how they use the blueprint to reach the masses of idiots. And that's sadly a fact, Paul. It's sad, but it's true.
Yes,
sad
sir.
but true. Sad but true. Yeah.
So yeah, you can't change the fact that your criminal government brought in tens of thousands of America haters who want to kill you. But what you can do is you can make the commitment to be prepared when that happens. If you're there, you will be prepared.
And Paul, if somebody wants to get prepared, they can do that with the last 20 seconds we have here before the music and the hard break. They can visit your site to prepare themselves. Tell us about it real quick.
If you have questions, we have answers. Go to sotgu.com, sign up for training today. Use the promo code AAR and save 15% off your tuition.
That'll work for you. Paul, are you going to be in Houston? I think I've asked you this before.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm going to miss you there.
I'm going to be training that weekend.
Okay.
I'll be conducting training.
All right, well, that's a good thing. That's a noble cause. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Markle, student of the gun. You hear him here every Friday. He's a fan favorite for a reason. We're going to let him get back to ripping that guitar. Well, because yours truly is going to do the same thing here. We're going to peel the paint off of some of the neighbors' walls right now, Paul. What do you think? Sound like a plan?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a plan. I think I've got neighbors closer to me than you do out there in beautiful Wyoming. Armed American Radio is going to get up and do it again on Sunday on the Monster Cast for you, ladies and gentlemen, and I can promise you it's going to be a dynamite program. Whew. Breaking stuff all over the place. Trump's in office. Our guns aren't under threat. Tell that to those who live in Virginia. Well, you get the idea. More about it coming up on Sunday's broadcast. You'll hear from AWR Hawkins. You'll hear hopefully from Alan Gottlieb and others. Jared Yanis will be here as well. See you on the radio. Stay safe.
You just filled your prescription for freedom on Armed American Radio with Mark Walters, the loudest voice in America fighting for gun rights.
All right, guys, thanks for being here today on a Friday. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are. It's a gorgeous day where I am. A very weird day yesterday. Super cold, out of nowhere. Day before, pushing 90 degrees. Yesterday, freezing, got the heat going on. Good heavens, don't know what to do. Be cold, be warm. Anyway, that happens. It is springtime. So hopefully you're enjoying, you got some plans, good plans for the weekend. Here's some advice for you. If you play guitar, play it loud, man. Whatever you're doing, do it loud. If you're grilling, grill hard. And if you're grilling, grill armed. In fact, you should be armed on your way to get charcoal. And on your way to get food to grill, you should be armed. Stay armed, ladies and gentlemen. Stay vigilant. Stay safe. And Paul was right. I like that statement he made, that somewhere right now, someone is training to kill you. And we've seen it happen just over the last several days, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter who you are or where you live, okay? Help protect yourself, your family, your community, and your country. You can do that really simply by staying armed and vigilant. Keep your head on a swivel. Hope you enjoyed the program today. We did. Hit that QR code up there in the top corner of your screen. You can subscribe to us over on YouTube. There's also going to be some really fun stuff coming up in the next month. You'll be able to pick up some great products. All kinds of cool stuff will be offered for you on our YouTube channel as it grows, and we're growing because of you. Help us continue to do that. And visit ccrkba.org/AAR. Jump in there. $17.76. Make a donation over there. You don't have to. You can scroll down and not if you don't want to. But we would hope that you would and support us. We have the New England Firearms Advocacy Conference coming up. There's information about that on the Citizens Committee page, ccrkba.org. And also, please support Walk the Talk America. Get involved in one of these auctions. Bid good, bid hard, bid loud, and support Walk the Talk America at pogauctions.com. Cheryl Todd and Mike Sedini are doing wonderful work over there in helping suicide prevention. It's guys, if you have problems, if you have trouble, if you have issues, you know somebody that does, please visit them. They can help you. There's help available, okay? Take advantage of all the great things that we offer and visit all of our great partners. They make it possible every single day. Guys, I love you. I'll see you on the radio Sunday on the Monstercast. Enjoy your weekend. Live it loud. See ya.